Okay, class, today we're going to be doing equations using the TAKS formulas. So our directions say write an equation for each of the following and solve. Round approximately. Money to the nearest cents and lengths to 3 decimal places. So on the first problem, we have a perimeter of a rectangular swimming pool that is equal to 92 feet. The width of the pool is 21 feet. So what would be the length of the pool? So remember, this is using TAKS formulas. So I know that if I were to look at my formula chart, that I would have a formula telling me 2L plus 2W will give me my P, my perimeter. Now I know I have more things written on my page than you have, so if you need to pause and go ahead and draw your picture and write this information, you go right ahead. So I know 2 times length plus 2 times W is going to give me my perimeter. Well, they gave me my width of 21. So I'm going to plug in my known values. So I know I have 2L plus 2 times 21 is going to equal 92. So if I solve this equation, I have 2L. I'm going to erase something on my board down here just because I may need this room right here. So I'm going to have 2L plus 42 equals 92. So we're going to solve this just like a normal equation. So I know I have to do what? Subtract my 42 from both sides. So that gives me 2L equals to 50. So what's the next step? Divide by 2. So then I get that my length is equal to 25 feet. So I'm going to go back and read the question to make sure I actually answered the question. And it says what would be the length of the pool. That is what they asked me, so I can say that my length is 25 feet. So take a moment and take that down. Pause if you need to, because Miss B is going to erase that. Okay, so let's go to the next problem here. Okay, so now on the next problem, what I have is the circumference of a circular garden being 1,256 feet. What would be the length of the radius? Well, we understand that if I'm talking about the circumference is pertaining to my area around, kind of like the perimeter of the circle. And so I know that I can go look at my formula chart. So my keywords that I'm looking for here are circumference and radius. So if I'm looking for a formula on my formula chart that shows me that, the formula would be circumference equals 2 pi r. And again, I'm going to plug in my knowns. I know that my circumference is 1,256. And I know that pi is going to be approximately 3.14. And then I can solve that to get my radius. So what I would do here is I would have 1256 equals 2. If I multiply 2 times 3.14, I get 6.28 r. So what would I have to do to get it by itself? I know some of you are saying, wait, Ms. B, you said always have the variable on the left side of the equation. That's fine. You can interchange those. You can say 6.28 r equals 1256. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and write it up here just so we can keep going. Let's see, it should be equals 1256. Let's try that one more time. 6.28 r equals 1256. Okay, what's my next step to solve for r? Correct. I would have to divide both sides by 6.28. And when I divide that, I get r is equal to 200. So I get that my radius is equal to 200. Okay, let's go on to number 3. Okay, so now I want to find the height of the cylinder if the radius of the cylinder is 7 inches and the total surface area of the cylinder is 967.12 square inches. So I'm going to again look at my keywords. So for my keywords, I have height, radius, surface area. So I have height, radius, and surface area. So if you look at a formula chart and you look at surface area and you look at the word cylinder, which I should have highlighted as well, what formula would you use? Surface area equals 2 pi RH plus 2 pi R squared. And then think about the information that you have. So I'm going to go plug in all the information that I'm given. So I already know my S. My surface area is 967.12. So I know 2. I know pi is 3.14. I know my radius is 7. I don't know my height. That's what I'm trying to find. But I do know that I have a 2 and then a 3.14 and then 7 squared. Okay, I know that writing doesn't look too well, but we're going to try to make it do. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and do all my computation for that. So I know 967.12 equals, so I'm going to have to multiply 2 times 3.14 times 7. Keeping in mind it's still going to have an H with it. And I'm going to get 13.28. Let me try that again. I think Miss B. I know Miss B multiplied that wrong. So I'm going to get 43.96. 43.96H. Plus, I'm going to take 7 squared, which is 49, and I'm going to multiply that times 3.14, and then multiply that times 2, and I'm going to get 307.72. So what do I have to do? Okay, yes, we can flip-flop them, so we can go ahead and say, okay, I got to take 307 over, so I'm going to subtract that from my 967.12, and I'm going to get 43.96H equals, I just flip sides, guys, 659.4. So now I need to multiply both sides by 43.96, and I'm going to get that my height is equal to 15 inches. 15 inches. Okay, now if you look at the next page, you see we'll have a couple of more problems. I want you to go ahead and attempt to work number 4. Attempt to work number 4. Because it's saying that we have the volume of a cone and the height of the cone. What will be the area? So attempt that, and then we'll start there in class tomorrow. Hope y'all took good notes, and I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good evening.